Hello,
Hello.
hello, hello. Welcome to Whose Views. I'm Third Doctor Ian. This is my esteemed colleague Paul. Thank you for joining us.
Good evening. Hope you're well, Ian. You all right?
Yeah, not too bad. Busy week, but survived it. Got here
Good,
Sunday. Do it all again from tomorrow. Fantastic life, innit?
Nice. Yeah.
But you, all good?
Yeah, all good. Been a busy week. I catch up with you tomorrow, so it's my birthday tomorrow. Yay! So I'm almost as
Yay!
old as you are, but not quite. There we are. But
But one of us has got hair, so there
yes, yeah. Well, yes. Pros and cons. That's it. Yeah, yeah.
we are. It's not real though. Yeah, it
It's
is.
not. I always knew it was a wig. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
So it's been an interesting week on the Doctor Who front, hasn't it?
It has indeed, yeah. And I've just see Stephen's mentioned. I'm not seeing it myself on the television, but a new trailer's dropped for the for what we're calling the fishy thing, which is a much better title. Copyright GT. I'm just saying that now. Okay, fantastic title, much more interesting. Oh, you have an alternative I like as well, Ian, don't you? So that's great.
Well, yeah, I do have War Between the Sand and the We.
Yes.
True. You could call it a few things: turf versus surf, shark
Yeah.
and ore. But I don't
Yeah.
think we'll be in on Fin and Tonic. Bubble Trouble,
Scraping the barrel. Yeah.
Saltwater Smackdown. I don't know. I've been thinking of a
there's
few,
some-
but none of
yeah,
them are good,
yeah,
including the one they're using. So who knows, really?
yeah.
But that was a really good Sea Devil drawing as well. We don't want to miss that one, do we?
It
That was a good drawing there. Loved it. Yeah, happy. See you getting
Thank
a
you,
happy
Digital
birthday.
Pollution. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm not quite 6-0 yet, but nearly there.
Got another year.
Thank you, Kirsty. Yeah, young'un.
Has she left school yet? She's that young, isn't
No,
she?
she's just only about 13 or something. Yeah.
Teenagers, I don't know. They don't know they've had it so good. So what we're going to
we'll
start
be
off with.
touching on the Sea Devils on BBC4 as well when we come. We've got a lot. We've a packed programme tonight, don't we, Ian?
We certainly do. And you, Paul, you keep me on track, because otherwise our tangents would get so tangential that we would go off on our tangents, wouldn't we?
Thank
Really?
you, Stephen. Yes, we would, and we probably will, even though we've actually tried not to. But yeah, we're on a tangent already. Just going to try to get the tangent, I think. Yeah.
Robert Payne. Now that is a good one. Bow between the bland and the twee. Yeah.
That's perfect. Absolutely perfect.
You may win there, Robert. You may win.
Yeah, so we have a packed program, but I think we are going to start on something that everyone's probably really enjoyed this past couple of days. We reported a while ago, obviously, that Tom had received his MBE, but he hadn't picked it up yet. But he had just the other day there, and there'd be some amazing photographs of Tom, and I've seen some great love. Oh, look at that! Isn't that wonderful? Copper Oliver McNeil, who took some great photographs. Well done, Oliver. Yeah,
they are absolutely glorious photographs, but it wasn't before time, was it? I mean, he's been deserving of this, I think, for decades personally.
Oh yeah.
It's
that one there on the left, and he sees an 18 costume. The way he's looking at the lady who awarded him the MBE, it's just such a he looks so pleased with himself, and quite rightly. You know, he looks really, really. He's just humbled, which is lovely. It's really nice. Yeah,
I think when you look at these, I don't know, especially I think like us, if you grew up with Tom, John into Tom, that 1970s era, the second of the two real.
I love this picture as well. And as someone pointed out, you can see the hand of Sutek in there as well. As a wee tribute, which is lovely.
Trying to get K9.
Yeah,
but I think for those of us that have grown up with Tom Baker through the 70s, when you see photos like this, you can't help but feel a little bit emotional. You know, you feel happiness, you feel joy, you feel poignancy, because you know we see him at now a very, very great age, and we know full well we're not going to have Tom forever, are we? We don't have anybody forever, but I'm just glad that he got this, and he's clearly reveling in it, as he absolutely deserves. He really does. Makes me so happy. These pictures, so happy.
Well, he's like, you kind of feel, although, I mean, I've met him a couple of times, but although you're not related to him, he does feel a little like a surrogate father figure. He feels like another dad. You know what I mean? It's just a weird feeling, and he looks so proud there, and so he should. Wonderful picture.
Well, I mean, I know personally, I know this, and I've been talking to Michael, another member of the Who's Views team. Been talking to Michael, and he said exactly the same. And I'm sure it's not just the two of us, that Tom and John sometimes got us through some very, very, very low points in life. You know, when you sort of, especially things at school or colleges where perhaps you were bullied or whatever, and you just sort of like think of what would the doctor do, and what would the doctor say, and it'd be in Tom's, either John's or as we got older, in Tom's voice. You'd hear it in your head, or like I say, John Pertwee's, you'd hear it in your head, and it helped you cope, you know. And I'm sure we aren't the only ones. I mean, clearly, same for you as well there. And so you're right. He does feel like a family member in a way. You know.
And like Stephen saying, you know, makes your heart soar. I agree. These pictures are so wonderful, and you really fill you up with emotion. You feel really kind of pleased for him, and it's kind of it's a bittersweet thing because he's getting on a bit now. He's 92 next year, early next year. So he's not any younger, but he looks great for his age. He's doing really well. So God bless him.
And he's turned out pretty damn sharp there, isn't he? He's looking damn fine.
I'm glad that the Sue brushed his hair. That's I have seen photographs of him in his season 18 costume recently, and he looked a bit dishevelled in those ones. But so
you've got to sort of like admire the fact that he can. You know, I mean, I'm sure if I ever get to 92, I don't think I'll be as energetic as he is. If somebody's saying, "Here, put this heavy costume back on," I'd be like, you know, bugger off. You know, I'm not going to do that anymore. But bless him.
But it's interesting that this was a ceremony for his MBE, but they were covering Doctor Who massively. You know, he can't get away from it, can he? Which he's now accepted it, hasn't he? Because before, a few years after he left Doctor Who, he was trying to get away from it, but now he's embraced it massively, which is lovely. Yeah,
he was. Yeah, and I certainly think around Dimensions in Time, he was almost fooled into wearing the costume, didn't he? Didn't JNT say just put it up in his changing room and he'll just put it on, and he did. But thank you to Digby. Digby, thank you so much for your super chat. End of the Pier show, another title for the fish thing. Yes, this is as good as any. It's better than the one they're choosing, mate. So have fun. But thank you for that, Digby.
At least it's easier to say, I have to say. If nothing else.
Is, isn't it? Yeah, isn't it just? Wow, 91. Wow.
Yeah. He had the same birthday as my brother, which is really weird. And I remember the fact it's Tom's birthday rather than my brother's, which is another story entirely for another show. Anyway.
Yeah, and if anybody's interested, go back almost 2 years and see our Who's Views Tom at 90 show, because that was good fun, wasn't it? I really enjoyed it.
Fun. Yeah.
In fact, we did 2 or 3, didn't we? Around,
we did 2 or 3.
Tom.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Go back, check them out, share them with your friends.
Some great memories and reminiscing from all the panel. It was really nice.
Yeah. Tom Baker, what a man! Congratulations, Tom.
Yeah.
So keep us on the straight and narrow. Where are we going next?
As traditional at this time of year, Doctor Who is kind of featured in Children in Need, kind of. I don't know if our viewers have seen the Sophie Aldred Children in Need little pudsey adventure that she did. Now, I'm hoping our viewers can tell us this or not, whether or not this was official. But I do think that if it's not official, that means the BBC aren't doing the right thing for Doctor Who. They're not kind of supporting it, are they? Really, not classic Who anyway, particularly. And maybe they should be exterminated, as the Observer said recently. We've got a lovely picture of the Observer cover, "Exterminate the BBC." So they are in trouble, not even just from the Daleks, but from certain quarters of the world, from America, from Mr. Trump. So good luck, Mr. Trump, and the suing of the BBC. $5 billion, fantastic. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, I think as far as the BBC is concerned, a lot of absolute left-wing melts are saying quite clearly that it's a right-wing plot. No, it's not. You reap what you sow, and the BBC are reaping what they've sowed here. They did it. You don't edit 2 bits of an hour and a bit long speech and cut out 50 minutes by accident. It wasn't an accident. It was deliberate. It was the impression they wanted to give, and they gave that impression.
Well, you can't accidentally edit something. It's not practically
no, you
possible to do that. You can't. No.
Somebody has sat there and said, yes, do that. You know, the editor of the show or whoever has said, do that. And it's deliberate. And in any other circumstance, can you imagine all these people that are saying it's a right-wing plot or they shouldn't, or trying to justify it? If they'd done that to, God bless her, a speech of the Queen when she was with us, less so Prince Charles, King Charles, because I think people don't really give a toss as much as they did when it was the Queen, frankly. But if they'd done that with the Queen or something like that, there would have been outrage from all quarters, and quite rightly so. But there's some that are trying to say just because it's Donald Trump, it's okay. It's not. It doesn't matter whether it's Trump or anybody else. It's the fact that they did it and the implications of what they did and the impression globally they tried to give about something that he said. And
the thing about that is,
more than once, haven't they? They did it in Newsnight as well.
The thing about that is, how often have they done this in the past? Allegedly, just to keep us safe. Allegedly in the past, how often have they done it to change the narrative to suit themselves? If that's something they have done quite a lot, then it wouldn't surprise me. But it's alleged on the past, but the present, the Trump stuff, I think that is abominable. They shouldn't have done that. It's bitten them on the arse now, and they're going to have to pay for it. They really have to. You know.
I mean, let's face it. If on here, if we did that. If we took a clip of RTD, and I mean, it would be very difficult to take a clip of RTD and get him saying something that was ridiculous and stupid, because that's pretty much everything he says anyway. So you wouldn't need to splice it, would you? But if we cut somebody's interview together and made it completely misrepresentative of what they'd said, we'd be in bother. We'd be in serious bother. And so we should be.
The bizarre thing of the BBC is, and I'm not a Trump supporter, but he writes his own material. You don't have to set him up. You know what I mean? It's bizarre anyway. So
yeah. Honestly, it's absolutely ridiculous what they've done. Before we go any further, another one from Digby. Digby, thank you so much. You are extremely generous. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Digby. Thank you.
Tom has done so much to guide us in the right way. Yes, he absolutely has. He absolutely has. He played it with a straight bat, didn't he? All the way through. He was fantastic. He really,
I'm going to pick up on what Woodhouse 122 said about the skit being unofficial, going back to our connection with the BBC and about Children Need. It's interesting if it was unofficial, because they've had so many Children Need Doctor Who skits going right back to my favourite, Dimensions in Time, which is canon, just to remind you. And I'm going to get that in tonight.
Whatever.
But they've had many, and of course the Five Doctors was part of that originally, and they've had Time Crash and other bits and pieces, you know, over the years. And so they had many things, but they've not had an official one. That's really weird, isn't it? You'd think they'd have an official one so near the anniversary this year, the 62nd anniversary of Doctor Who. Clearly, it's not very popular at the BBC at the moment, because even this fishy thing does not have Doctor Who. Yeah, and certainly not my house, but certainly the current stuff. But there's no mention of being BBC's Doctor Who for the spin-off, the fishy thing. There's nothing Doctor Who mentioned in that. Only aspect of Doctor Who that's in it are not even the Sea Devils, because they're not Sea Devils. Units in it, that's the only connection, but there's no mention of it being from the same stables as Ncuti Gatwa, is it really?
No. Yes. I think the Sophie Aldred thing was weird. I don't know.
Did you manage to watch it? You managed to watch it?
Yeah, I've seen it now. I mean that's very clearly a fan Dalek, isn't it? It's a very strange. I mean, surely when you build Daleks like that and you look at them, you think that's not right, is it? I mean,
clearly they're following the plans from the 10th anniversary Radio Time special, which were all out of proportion, weren't they?
Well, either that or they're trying to scale up a Dapol Dalek. I don't know, but
that's possible.
It was an odd piece, really. That was I felt rather cringy. I hope her upcoming podcast thing that she's doing is not as cringy. But time will tell on that one. But
I think you could probably say, I mean, people a lot say Dimensions in Time very cringy, and that was Children Need as well, and she was in that. But I think the thing about it is being cringy. If it's for charity, okay, forgive that. But is Doctor Who back to cringy now? Or it was with last season anyway. But in terms of like it being a joke now again, like it was in the late 80s, from the public's eye, it was a bit of a joke, bit of a cliche. Is it becoming that way now again, do you think?
That program by that critic, I don't know if he's passed away since. There was a critic called Victor Lewis Smith, and I think he had a TV show at one point, and he had the gay Daleks hanging around toilets, didn't he? How that got past the Nation estate, I don't know, because it was proper Dalek props as well, doing it. But I mean, that was peak mockery, wasn't it? And it was embarrassing, but that showed how low it had sunk. It was literally in the toilet at that point, or at least just outside. But we'll just catch up, Paul. Sorry for this. So we'll just catch up on some more super chats, and thank you to the Core of Sci-Fi and Fantasy. Evening, guys. Thank you for your super chat, Core of Sci-Fi and Fantasy. Evening, guys. Glad you're back. I was bullied a lot in my life, and Tom Baker always got me through. He's my hero. Absolutely.
So was I. So I can relate to that. Yeah.
Also, I met Tom's son this year. And he's got that Baker voice he does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Glad you're back. Thank you so much for that. That's a lovely post, and we're glad that Tom, and I'm sure Tom would be glad to know that he helped so many people through as well. It's a big thing, isn't it? Really. Marie UK, thank you, lovely lady, for yours. I can see more people cancelling the TV license. Apparently, there's been a surge this last week or so. And quite rightly so as well. They should have the license stripped off them. The fact that people are forced to pay for this blatant lying is outrageous.
What I do love is interesting. I've been watching the BBC News, and it's really interesting watching BBC News pretending they're not the BBC when they're reporting on the stories. It's really bizarre, isn't it? Yeah.
You want to hear the ones on Radio 4? Nick Robinson, the man is coming across like a deluded psychopath. He's in right-wing plots, left, right, and centre. It's no, have you not really just taken a moment to look at what you've actually done? You deserve everything you've got coming. And Mark Greaves, thank you, Mark, for yours as well. Hi, guys. Don't forget the BBC reporter taking cover from artillery in Ukraine on a local lady walking her dog to ask if he was okay. Yeah, that was absolutely. Did you see that, Paul?
No, I didn't. No.
So you've got this bank of mud or whatever. It's like a verge on the side of a road or whatever, but just quite a deep, ditchy one. And you've got the BBC reporter lying on his side, flak jacket on, tin helmet, probably got a gum shield in as well with his microphone. It's coming under artillery fire. And you get the suspicion, considering what's going on around, because the camera pans back, that the artillery noise and explosions have probably added them on. The camera pans this way, and there's a woman with a dog and I think a shopping bag, and she's wandering across just to see if he's okay, because there's pillocks lying on the floor, and he's just
that sounds like a Monty Python sketch. You couldn't make that up. That's brilliant. I
also saw this week, it said it showed I don't know if it was BBC or not, so I can't say, but it was a news report from an accident on the side of a road. But they said that they'd come and done the report long after the accident had been cleared away. And they had a light on the pole that was doing the strobe light, like police lights. So when they're on camera, they've got the police light effect flashing on their face to give the impression that it's still going on. And
well, they probably never left the UK. They probably filmed it all in the car park at TV studios, probably.
Probably in a gravel pit.
Or they went to like a gravel pit somewhere. Yeah, exactly, to film it. Yeah.
Oh dear, I know, but that reporter, Mr. Greaves, yes, that reporter was an absolute joke. But you just can't take them seriously, can you?
No.
And William Orlock, 86, TV Offal. Yes, it was TV Offal with Victor Lewis Smith.
Victor Lewis Smith, I remember that. Yeah. Because the Gay Daleks had a theme as well, didn't they? Like a sort of catchy theme for it. Watch out, it's the Gay Daleks or something like that. Yeah. Remember that? Yeah. How they got away with that? Nowadays, he'd be cancelled, probably.
Well, yeah. If it was the trans Daleks, maybe they'd get away with it. John Keeley also. John, thank you for your super chat. Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, John.
Evening.
I burnt my TV license less than 10 minutes after the Timeless Children. Well, it was enough to cause you to do it, really, wasn't it? Because that was absolute toss, wasn't it?
It was like we
I won't
needed
say that's where it
another
all went
backstory,
wrong.
crazy,
Yeah. It was going down the toilet. It was well down the toilet and proceeding through the pipes, wasn't it? By that point, really. But
it was stuck in the U bend. Unfortunately, it wouldn't flush. Remember? So yeah.
Oh dear! Just imagine, pushing away with a coat hanger. Moving on. Sophie Aldred. Yeah.
So Sophie Aldred, going back to that before we wrap up that bit about children need, it's interesting, like I said, that they've got a non-official one. They're not having a Doctor Who sketch with David Tennant and Ncuti or whatever, or Jodie or whoever, anyone, I think they've even done, I think they had one with Jodie on one year when she met a female fan who was chuffed that she was a female doctor, this little girl and stuff like that. So they've done many things, but now they're doing them unofficially. And it wasn't, I'm assuming it wasn't on the BBC at all. It's not been broadcast. It must just be on YouTube then.
It's like that embarrassing person waving at the BBC, hoping they'll notice it.
Yeah.
Like Alan Partridge shouting for Dan. Dan. Did you ever see that?
Yeah.
Desperate to be seen, I think. But yeah, probably best forgotten. Especially that bloody Dalek. Dear God. I'm particular about Daleks.
Yes, I know.
They've got to be right. They've got to be right.
Where is your Dalek sec at the moment? Is he still in the room with you now, or in your new place? Or
he's literally just he's just here. He's just to my. I can just flip around. He's there.
Fantastic. It looks like a Dalek shadow there. Superb. Really nice. Yeah.
Well, when I was building this room, he got quite dirty. So as you can imagine, with the Dalek, there's lots of nooks and crannies.
Yeah.
So he still needs quite a comprehensive clean. But I've started. He's got a very polished dome.
Yeah.
Let's not unlike us.
No, I agree with Frankie here. Every presenter on the children gets a fee, which I don't agree with. If this is for charity, she was doing it for free. Okay. So.
Did Wogan ever get a fee? I thought Wogan
say for definite, but yeah.
I thought he did it for free, and people I remember when he had Joanna Lumley on and all those that did most of the show with him and everything. I got the impression that they did it for free, but I could imagine,
because it's only one night of their lives that's not going to break the bank, is it, for missing one fee for one night for a charity marathon? I mean, really,
No.
But talking
Matthew Pounder, yes, I do polish the Dalek bumps. I just haven't worked down to that bit yet. I'll save that for later.
What are you doing your own time is your own affair. That's all I'm saying. Behind closed doors, that's a Dalek for you. That's fine. But yeah, talking of the BBC, we're still talking about the BBC. Yes, the BBC. Yeah, God help us. But our viewers, and you've seen, and you like me must be a bit annoyed about what's going to happen on the 7th of December. We're not just talking about the fishy thing, but the other fishy thing, our favourite fishy thing, including our favourite Sea Devils, which is going to be repeated on BBC 4, I think, as an edited new version by that wonderful hatchet job merchant, Ben Cook, allegedly.
Yeah. See, he's quoting Pertwee there. Hello, I've edited a thing. Yes, butchered, probably more like. A 90-minute, a brand new 90-minute blockbuster edit of one of the maddest Doctor Who stories ever. Would you say that the Sea Devils was one of the maddest Doctor Who stories ever, Paul?
Nope, I would describe as atmospheric, scary, classic, perfect Doctor Who, and the music is wonderful. It's music that really suits the atmosphere of the story, and it's apparently that's been tampered with as well. Apparently, the person who's done the incidental music for the fishy thing, they're going to have elements of that in it, and also I think Mark Ayres is recreating some of Malcolm Clark's soundtrack as well. So it's going to be as bastardized as the Daleks was. Yeah.
Why does he need to waddle in and interfere with something that can just be left as it is. What does he need to do to Malcolm Clark's score? It was unique.
Yeah.
It doesn't need fiddling with. It really doesn't. And Ben Cook, I'm sorry, it's I don't rate him at all. I think personally, he is a legend in his own mind.
He's on lunchtime. Yeah. So.
Yeah, an editor he most certainly isn't. Did he edit the Daleks and the War Games?
He did indeed, and judging by that, he just had a very blunt pair of scissors when he did it. So.
Well, it was edited at Dewhurst's, wasn't it? The Master Butcher, and
yeah.
The music. I mean, is Mark Ayres going to sample the Benny Hill theme again for when the Sea Devils run out of the water?
That will be, in order to get the time into that will be speeded up. So
yeah, to accommodate the ones with a short attention span.
Yeah. I mean, that battle sequence, that wonderful battle sequence when they come and attack the fort, I think in sort of end of episode 5, episode 6, when they get shot down from the rooftops and stuff like that, which is really great stuff. That'll be speeded up as well, I'd imagine.
Well, it'll probably be cut because some melts won't be able to stand watching proper shooty, pointy gun things.
Oh, I wonder what they'll do. I wonder if they'll edit all the word of Sea Devils out, and then they'll get someone to dub, like John Coleshaw will do Homo Aqua when Pertwee says Sea Devils, or the Master says Sea Devils. He'll probably impersonate that and it'll be dubbed. I bet it is. Yeah.
What is that all about, Homo Aqua?
Yeah.
Is that an overarching name for the entire species, including the Silurians? Because there's no aqua as far as the Silurians were concerned.
Yeah. They have been referred to as aqua kind. I've seen on one clip that I saw of the series. It's like, really, aqua kind.
Well, they referred to themselves as Sea Devils, didn't they? And
in Warriors of the Deep, they did that. That was a bit of a mistake, though. I've no question about the fact they are Sea Devils, in terms of the creation of them in the story, and Declan Mulholland, the guy in the fort, seeing them and being scared, he calls them Sea Devils. So he's called Sea Devils, but they'll never really be called Sea Devils. But they're still to us Sea Devils as fans. You know what I mean? So,
you know what's coming with this Sea Devils edit. I mean, we know full well that there was a Sea Devils edit that exists anyway.
That's what I thought it was,
Yeah, and that's the one it should be, to be quite honest. But again, you have to ask yourself the question, if RTD, hate that name, just hate even thinking about that gurning rictus face of his, but RTD made this huge thing about how you didn't need to see any of the classic series to take on board any of the crap that he's churning out, either with Gatwa or anything else. You did not need any knowledge of the classic series. And of course, in comes Susan from 1963, episode 1. She's in there. Pyramids of Mars, that's in there with Sutek and everything else. So, you need to know all about that. But if you don't need to know anything, why are they prefixing it with a repeat of a 1972 story?
Yeah.
What's it all about? Really? Why?
And bizarrely, what's it going to have? They're going to write out the title to Homo Aqua. The Homo Aqua. Doctor and the Homo Aqua will be called. But it sounds a bit dodgy in itself. But why are they showing it if they're not really? They don't look the same. So how are they going to explain the fact they're different as well? Watch this story, the Sea Devils, just to bring you up to speed, and then you're watching. It's nothing like the story they came from.
I mean, fair enough. Warriors of the Deep Sea Devils didn't have the extended fins and they looked darker, but at least facially they looked the same.
But even Chibnall got that right, amazingly.
Yeah, Chibnall got that right. It's probably the only thing he did get right, but Chibnall got that right. Then the Silurians with Moffat were absolutely wrong. And it's this constant effort to try and humanize the face of every monster. And again, they're missing the point. When the classic series did it, they'd show the actors made up mouths, wouldn't they, and then a prosthetic on top of that, so it gave it that real, like the Draconians, for example, or the Ogrons.
Yeah,
they did all of that. and it worked really, really well. But this constant changing, they were frozen in time for millions and millions of years.
Yeah.
In their hibernation, and yet there's various subsets of the same species like that. It doesn't work that way, and they're just changing it because they think they can do it better. Well, if you can do it better, show it in isolation, and don't use a 1972 classic story done by way more talented people in a much better and more convincing way as a crutch for the shit you want to put on screen later, frankly, you know.
And as you said earlier, in the green room earlier, about this is a story that the Joe public, general public, remember from way back. The one with the aliens with a string vest, like the one with the maggots. People remember this is a distinctive story, which really obviously piqued the nation's consciousness because it was repeated so many times in the 70s for a start. But and I saw it so many times, I loved it. And I think that in itself is a crime against the legacy of Doctor Who, because you're going to kill that stone dead by bringing them back in this unwanted spin-off, really. But
yeah, but then it's one in a long list of travesties, really, isn't it? To be honest, let's be right. You know, Mrs. Lisa Pertwee, thank you so much for your super chat. Hugs and kisses to my boys Ian and Paul. I'm going to start blushing, Paul. I don't know about you.
I already started blushing when I read it before you, but it's a bit warm in here now. Yeah, so
it's somebody put the heating on from rain-drenched Western Canada. Well, it's been a little bit moist, shall we say, in North Yorkshire. I'll be honest, and it's always raining in Scotland, like Lancashire. So
it is,
I presume it's there as well. You just watched The Curse of Fenric and put the Sea Devils one of your favourite episodes, isn't it?
It's my earliest proper memory of Doctor Who, and it scared the hell out of me. And there's so many great moments. It's a scary story. It's atmospheric. It's got Delgado in it. The Clangers in it. There's so many brilliant things. And Pertwee and Manning are on form in this as well. The thing that's missing, but the fact that Brigadier's not in it is amazing. But he's not in it. But I think Captain Hart, Edwin. I've got his surname, Edwin.
Brayshaw.
He played Captain Hart. He's brilliant in it. You know what I mean? So there's a substitute. Mestor, yeah. Richfield, Edwin Richfield, that's his surname. Yeah.
Richfield. I thought, why did I think Brayshaw? No, he was the warlord, wasn't he?
The warlord, yeah. He'll be appearing in the Sea Devils instead of Delgado, probably. Yeah. So just to make up for it.
God, just don't go there. Don't give them ideas, mate.
I'm just trying to anticipate some of the horrible things they're going to do to it, But
yeah.
I wonder if they've done. They did this on the Daleks and on the War Games. They put on a really awful updated version of the theme. I hope they'll not put that cheesy version of the theme on as well, because it's bloody awful.
They probably will. I think it's jealousy because they just can't produce something as good as that, so they have to take it and try and make it in their own image. They just don't realise that their own image is absolute crap. But there we are. Darren M. Hembrow. Thank you, Darren, for your super chat. They just need to leave it alone. Absolutely. They make me so angry. Like many of us, these idiots shouldn't be allowed anywhere near TV shows. Absolutely. And most of them shouldn't honestly be allowed out of a padded room either, I would think. Sea Devils are racist. Then they screen it editing.
They'll probably, like I say, they either change the name of it or be blacked out. Or I can say that word, blacked out, and then you can you can't read it. You have to watch the subtitle to see the title, because it's not to offend no Sea Devils who might be watching, obviously, clearly.
But the reptiles are available.
Yeah.
And we also have another one from
Darren. Yeah.
We have another one from Darren as well. Thank you again, Darren. Was enjoying tonight until you mentioned RTD. I am sorry, Darren. I humbly apologise. I will try and avoid doing it again. I'll do my best. Oh, I nearly read that out, in which case I would have immediately said it again, wouldn't I? From Tim Kintz. Maddest ever, followed by insecure laughing. Yeah, and that obviously insane grin as well. Ben Cook cannot edit. Why is he still getting work? He's a hack. I think he's getting work, and this is only a personal view. I think he's getting work because of who he knows.
What's interesting about this is a 6-part story. and they've edited it down to 90 minutes. But they're the same with the War Games. That's 10 episodes long, and they made that 90 minutes. Who decides on these things? You know what I mean? It's like 90 minutes worked for the Sea Devils originally in the omnibus versions. I've watched that version that's on the season 9 box set, which is really good actually. And I think I saw it originally when it was on. But how come the War Games 10 episodes? You know, it's about 4.5 hours, whatever. It's a long. Why? How can you cut that to an hour and a half when it's 10 episodes, but you can do an hour and a half for 6? You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense.
It's crazy, isn't it? It makes no sense. It was 10 episodes for a reason. I mean, we know the reasons. 2 5-parters died and everything, but it was 10 episodes for a reason. But you know, you shouldn't. It wasn't meant to be 90 minutes. It doesn't work as 90 minutes, as we found out, because they didn't just take it out. They didn't just edit a load of stuff out. They put a load of their own personal stuff in as well, didn't they? And it didn't need that either. The bit
that made me laugh about the War Games is that constant repetitious shot of the War Chief's base. You know, we're back in our base. Oh, really? Thanks very much for reminding us. Yeah, my attention span couldn't remember that fact. Yeah.
And then that constant sting from Delgado's master. Just to try and underline the point. It's just,
or even that kind of sound of drums theme as well for Sims Master, which is really annoying. You know.
Yeah. Oh. The Sea Devils will be edited worse than President Trump's speech. I don't doubt that, Raymond Williams. I do not doubt that at all. But
it'll be as short as that speech, probably the length of it, based on what they're saying. 90 minutes. But good God, yeah.
I did see that earlier on. Our friend Daryl, good to see you, Daryl. This year's sacrilege of classic Doctor Who through the RTD lens was something that Daryl wrote earlier, and he's absolutely nail on the head there. Absolutely nail on the head.
We're going to have to mention Russell T Davies again, unfortunately, because we are going to talk about briefly. Yeah, my turn. Yeah, briefly about the fishy thing. Because we've heard, firstly, there's been a trailer tonight, as we talked about initially at the start of the show, which I'll need to have a look at it later on YouTube just to check it out. I have seen a couple of clips of it, and I think if it wasn't Doctor Who and it wasn't having battered-eyed sea devils in it, I might quite like the look of it, because it looks visually quite good. It looks quite adult, so maybe a more adult show. But I just wish they hadn't chosen the Sea Devils to be in it if they're going to change them. Firstly, that's my main objection to it. And it's going to be really, really woke, I think. And Uncle Sydney, the wokeometer will be broken when we come to review them, which we are going to do when they're on. So, yeah. So
and they're having relations, aren't they?
Yes. That surf and turf thing you were talking about earlier, yeah. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, I know we've said it before, but you know, if the Sea Devil person is clearly meant to be a female Sea Devil person, and if she's having a relationship with Tovey, then again, that's showing how much of a hypocrite the person in charge is. Because that's
really science fiction, isn't it?
So. Yeah, but it'd be a gay actor playing a straight role, which, you know, it doesn't work the other way. You're not allowed in his playbook.
Because it's not straight, really, is it? If you want to get into interspecies cohabiting, then maybe it's not that straight at all. But that's just my sort of skewed mind. Yeah,
it's a female, but I mean, it's just, you know.
As far as we know,
the fact that we're going down this route of conversation just shows how sad this all is, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. But they are showing it. This is interesting. They're showing it. It's going to be on the 7th of December, 2 episodes from 8:30. They're going to show a double bill 2 weeks on the row, and then on the 21st they will show the final episode. So do you get the feeling, Ian, that they're trying to shove it out as quick as they can and then move on? Do you think?
Yeah, I think they're doing it out of obligation because they have to contractually just get it done, get it out of the way, and then hopefully bury it. Is it as well as being that's TV, isn't it? 2 episodes, and then 1. Is it? Is it all together, all at once on the iPlayer?
I think it may be after they've shown the first 2 episodes. Probably after that, I'll go into the iPlayer after the first 2 episodes. Yeah.
Right.
So you can watch it quickly or painfully over the next 3 weeks when it comes next month. But we're going to review it and have a good authority. We'll do one episode at a time when we do it. So that's
yes. We'll
more
do
to come on that later. Yeah.
Yes. Marie UK as well. Thank you very much again, my lovely. Gay Daleks, exfoliate. Well, yeah. I think on TV Offal, I think it was much worse than that. If you actually YouTube Gay Daleks TV Offal, you will will probably find it. And that pretty much summed up Doctor Who. I think it's probably early 90s, wasn't it? Because it was off TV by then, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that was pretty much.
They used this Planet Earth Daleks. I remember the kind of resurrection style ones, didn't they? I think on it, as far as I remember.
Yeah, with the slightly more vertical base rather than the forward slanty bit. They were more like that than like that.
Yeah.
Not that I bother about these things. Yes, I do.
No. I think we all do, to be fair. Everyone watching this channel and appearing on this channel are very pernickety about their Daleks, definitely. And it's wonderful. Finally, we got character options Daleks that look like the real Daleks, and unlike the 70s and 60s models you used to get as a child.
Yeah, the models have been, and I'm glad they ditched the smaller scale 3-inch jobbers as well.
Yeah.
They were just not liked by pretty much anybody. I think I did see Mike Burns / arranged accidents. I'm not going to ask any questions there. Chibnall actually nailed the look of the Sea Devils. Fair dues, he did. The Sontarans, they're reasonably all right, and the Cybermen. I didn't mind the look of the Cybermen in that it went to us.
Were good.
Yeah. It was the fact that they needed to have spikes all around their armor. I didn't see the point in that. I think it was. You can get to a point where you over design something.
Yeah.
And I think they got very much over designed. I didn't like the Time Lord Cybermen at all.
No, the Cyber Masters, they were terrible. Yeah.
Yeah. But
what was interesting about this? The Cybermen with the handles, the kind of earmuff ones, like the invasion style ones, they had these interesting sideboards down here. And my friend described them, look like Mungo Jerry from in the summertime. You know that song? Look a bit like him, that cybernized version of him.
Yeah, they were massive, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think they were. I did prefer that design over the previous ones because it was harking back to the classic ones. But I think overall they were a little bit over designed. Really, they were a little bit over designed.
I didn't even mind when they did the Sea Devils, when they had the Sea Devil different costume from the string vests in that awful episode, Legend of the Sea Devils, which is actually not the lowest episode of Doctor Who. It's one of Ncuti's now, isn't it? Which is brilliant.
Pretty much all of Ncuti, isn't it?
All of Ncuti, yeah. It was all Ncuti, yeah. But so they look not too bad in that kind of bizarre kind of costume they were wearing. It was more like a pirate costume, wasn't it? They had on rather than it being a kind of a costume that looked like their civilization, their culture. I always thought the string vest looked great. Really an interesting kind of outfit. I think the idea was originally they were going to be naked Sea Devils, weren't they? I think originally that.
Yeah,
that's another kettle of fish. That one, yeah.
I think putting the fish netting on though was inspired, really.
Yeah.
It was one of those happy accidents, as opposed to putting the cape on Alpha Centauri because he just looked like a dildo, which pretty much
with a cape on. Yeah.
But the Sea Devils, it really did work because you would imagine that they would find plenty of old fishing nets floating around at the bottom of the sea, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
It worked. It worked really well, I think. But we'll see how it goes, Paul. But
I'm wondering about the design of the new Sea Devils. That you've got this female Sea Devil that Russell, her name's Salt, I believe, the character, are going to be in a relationship. You can see her face fully, but then you see the other Sea Devils with their spears or whatever in the publicity stuff that you see, and I'm wondering, like the Silurians with Madame Vastra, they took their masks off, didn't they? They had that kind of reveal, so they had the prosthetics underneath, but their mask on top. I wonder if the male Sea Devils have the same idea, and then they look more like her, which is even naffer than what they look like. Yeah. But
I would have preferred the Silurians kept the masks on because I was so disappointed by the humanized nature. I mean, they would have. They were reptiles. They wouldn't have had human eyes anyway.
Yeah.
But they were just ruined, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it would be naff. You're absolutely right. We do need to catch up on some super chats, so I will start with Lex. Lex Kane, thank you again so much, my friend. Hope Trump wins and the BBC have learnt a lesson. Let's hope so. I really do hope so too. This could be the thing that forces them into a subscription model, and then they'll see how popular they're not. Mark Greaves, thank you, Mark, so much. It's so true. The racist views of the Sea Devils have kept Cod down for years. Free Nemo. Nice one, Mark. Very amusing. Very amusing. Lex, RTD. Sorry, I've said RTD again. Now I'm going to get into trouble now because I said that. You fool. What have you done to the Sea Devils? I don't think he knows, mate. I don't think he knows what he's doing, and I don't think he's known what he's been doing for a very long time. He was only producing good stuff when other people had control over him, to be quite honest. And as soon as we got the full control of it, then that's it. And Lex, again, Malcolm Hulk would be mad. Yes, I think he'd be furious, to be quite honest. I think he'd be absolutely furious. And we're furious with him. And Lex, you've done another one as well. Thank you so much, Lex. I'll come back to that one.
Very kind, Lex. Thank you. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'll come back to that one in a second, though, because we've also got Marie. Thank you again, my lovely. With the Daleks and Cybermen, why change perfection just to put your own stamp on it? It's just a sign of ego, in my opinion. You're absolutely right. It's because they lack the talent to invent something of their own.
The annoying thing about it is, and I think I've said this before when we reviewed the Matt Smith Saloon episode, in one of the Confidential, that they had a sculpture of a modern version of the Silurians from the Pertwee era, and it looked fantastic.
It did.
And they really could have done that so well. Likewise, I thought the Sea Devils in Legend of the Sea Devils could be done really well, apart from the fact they did this bizarre you kind of CGI mouth moving, didn't they? And then a flashing light, which was a bit weird. They could have done that so much better if they'd really tried. And they have to go over the fact these are monsters. They're not human beings. They're reptiles. They're not meant to be humanoid. They're not mammals. You know what I mean? So,
but it's that constant attempt to humanize something, isn't it? It's like some people do. I mean, we've both got dogs and we don't do this, but some people do it with their dogs, don't they? They try to make them into little people. They anthropomorphize things and everything. And they do it with other animals as well. And it's just a sign. I think it's a sign of poor writing and poor imagination. No surprise at all with the people that we're talking about. Mrs. Lisa Pertwee. One reason why the third Doctor is my fave. What can I say? Really, the Doctor, Liz, Joe.
She means John Pertwee, not you. I'm just saying that.
I know, but I can just imagine for a moment, can't I?
Yeah.
Come on,
Steady the
my
bus
birthday last week. Give me that.
Yeah. That was last week. Yeah, it's mine tomorrow.
There's a tangent. Sarah, Brigadier, Benton, the Master. For me, this area will always be my fave forever. Absolutely, mine too. Mrs. Lisa Pertwee, mine too. And Daryl, it's a great shame that one of the best programs ever devised is in the hands of what has become the worst, most creatively bankrupt corporations. Could not be better worded, Daryl. Could not be put in better words, to be quite honest. And I am going to zip back up to Lex. Here we go. What's your fave Master story?
What's my fave Master story? It has to be the Sea Devils, to be honest. It really does.
Yeah,
just for his reaction to the clangers for a start, which is wonderful.
For me, I think it's probably going to have to be the Demons, for a whole host of reasons, just for the whole feel of the story. The fact that he is so evil but so suave, he can even pull off being a vicar.
Yeah.
I said pull off being a vicar. I almost said pull off a vicar, and that would have sounded wrong. So he could even pull off being a vicar, and he did it just right. And it just showed the sheer versatility of the man. And Delgado was just so damn good. I mean, we've not said, no disrespect to Anthony Ainley or Peter Pratt. Was it Peter Pratt or Peter Jeffrey Pratt, Beavers or anything like that from the classic series? But we've both said Delgado. And And I mean, is this a good point to ask Uncle Sydney to show some of those current photos? I think you'd seen them before, hadn't you? But they were new to me from Mind of Evil. I mean, just oh my God.
He just oozes charm and charisma, doesn't he?
Yeah, but if you walk, you could walk into the set, and he was apparently the nicest and gentlest of men. But if he went into character and stood in front of you, you would get chills.
Yeah,
I mean, and I think these photos, probably aided by the fact that they are in black and white. These are just something else, aren't they? I mean, look at that. I mean,
he's just got so much presence. So much presence.
Yeah, you've seen them before, hadn't you? But and can you imagine? Having been in a studio and having him and Pertwee in the room at the same time?
Yeah,
my God.
Well, he's worked with so many incredible people, has Roger Delgado. This afternoon, there's a movie on called The Assassination Bureau. I don't know if you've seen it, with Oliver Reed and Diana Rigg. And there's a scene in it where all the people are there for the Bureau, and I think he's there with Oliver Reed and Diana Rigg. And I think later on he appears with Telly Savalas, of all people, which is a incredible, to have people together. But Delgado's, I think, no lines in that film at all. He's just kind of a background artist, which is weird. And Vernon Doomkoff is in it, he plays the technician in the War Games, and when he puts on simmer with the machine, he's in it as well. And Olaf Pooley's in it as well from Inferno, which is a weird combination of people,
But I mean, Pertwee or Delgado, either one on their own, could command the room like that. No problem whatsoever. So imagine having both of them there at the same time. It's just... And yet they just worked so well together because they were such good friends. There was no egos, no clashing of egos or anything else. But absolutely incredible stuff, really. But then an incredible character played by an incredible actor, and then look at what they did with it in the new series. Again, it just shows the huge disrespect that they had.
I think making the Master a bit like a supervillain in a comic book is too much. People used to give Antonelli a hard time about being slightly hammy, but I think compared to the current lot, he's much more subtle, really. And I think I loved Antonelli's performance of the Master as well. But people like John Sim, and to a lesser extent Missy, I thought Missy actually was a potentially good character, but didn't have to be the Master. Could have been a female Time Lord instead. It would have been more interesting, but well played by Michelle Gomez. But Sacha Dhawan and John Sim, well, John Sim certainly his first appearance, a bit more subtle in the last Capaldi when he was in. But Sacha Dhawan, he's like the Joker. It's just too much,
I think the mistake, which again underlined how much, sorry to mention him again, RTD, how much he didn't know about Doctor Who, was that he could only write the Master and make him insane. The Master was not insane. You look at those pictures of Delgado that Uncle Sydney put up. That is not a character that is insane. That was a cold, calculating genius. Who was just supervillain, not insane. And shocking, really. There we go. So that's the fish thing. That's the fish thing that we've got.
So we, as I said, we're going to review each episode, one episode at a time, perhaps twice weekly, like Blue Peter, maybe a bit like that. And but more, stay tuned for that. Could be more details coming soon once Uncle Sydney is able to work the equipment. So, we're looking forward to that. So,
yes, but he's been doing very well this evening.
He's doing very well. Yeah.
Uncle Sydney. And a big shout out for Uncle Sydney.
Yes.
Big shout out. So where are we going?
No, well, we've got a couple of things I'd like to cover, but let's touch on a couple of little ones.
Okay.
Are you familiar with the story about Ncuti and what's her face from Wicked? Forgotten her name now. Cynthia. Ncuti and Cynthia.
Erivo.
Yeah, are appearing as voices in an animation playing bad fairies. It says it all, doesn't it? Really. So
can you appear as a voice?
You can technically, I suppose. You're in it, I suppose. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just being facetious now, aren't I?
Pedantic's the word.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I would imagine if you stand them side by side and shave the tash off him or put a tash on her, they would be like just mirror image. I'd fail to see the difference, to be quite honest.
Yeah. Well,
bland and
I think
all
if
about
he's
them.
playing a bad fairy, is he playing the same character he played in Doctor Who, or the same character he played in
He's
Sex
playing
Education?
Ncuti Gatwa, isn't he?
Yeah.
If he's playing a bad fairy, he's just playing Ncuti Gatwa. Surely.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, honestly. Yeah. I'd seen something about them appearing together, but it left me incredibly and utterly uninterested. I've got to be honest.
Yeah. Well, apparently it's an American animation. I don't know if it's a kids animation or adult animation. I don't know, but it doesn't excite me either. And I'm not a big fan of Ncuti Gatwa, particularly, and Cynthia. I cannot bear the woman, so that's my personal take on her. So they're in good company together, I'm sure. Yeah.
Is this the great Hollywood career that he's gone off to?
Obviously, yeah.
Oh, long may it continue.
Well, he appeared in appeared in some kind of Christmas advert recently as well. I think he's in that as a tiny part with Jennifer Saunders or something in some kind of advert for Christmas as well.
Really?
Yeah, so he's doing really well. Good on him. Yeah.
It'll do.
Don't Q beckons.
Yeah, so. Who got destroyed last Christmas because of their stupid choice of racist advert? It was Boots, wasn't it?
Boots, yeah.
Boots,
So yeah.
With who did they have? That woman who came across as incredibly racist at the coronation. Who was that?
Martha's mum. What's that actress's name? Yeah.
Yeah. It was all. She always strikes me as having a sneer on her face. It's just like.
Yeah.
Well,
a bit worthy.
You know,
Yeah.
So whoever Gat was in a Christmas episode for, expect to see your profits go through the toilet.
Yeah. Probably, yeah. Well, I think it was Burberry. He was doing an advert for Burberry or something like that, apparently. So, yeah.
Probably hoping they'd do him a kilt or something. We have another one from Lex. Lex, thank you so much. You've been exceptionally generous. Roger Delgado would be a great Mission Impossible villain. Yeah, it'd be a compliment to any
It'd be great,
film.
Great Bond villain as well, I think. He's wonderful for that, yeah.
Yeah.
You just see him in Mind of Evil in that suit with a cigar in the Rolls Royce. He looks so cool, you know.
I tell you something, and it's one on. I have 3 screens here, and they operate different wallpapers, and they rotate, and they are all unashamedly Daryl Joyce paintings. So Daryl, thank you. But one of them is that shot of Delgado in the car with the cigar, just looking at camera that Daryl's painted, and it is absolutely superb.
And he's really captured the moment in the artwork. The artwork is superb as always. He's really captured. Yeah.
I would encourage anybody to go and have a look at Daryl's work. Get that book, that amazing book. Oh my word, that was just. It's a priceless piece of Doctor Who merchandise, isn't it? That book of Daryl's.
Oh, definitely is. It's superb. Yeah.
And his calendar, last year's calendar, and everything, and this year's as well. Can't wait for that.
Now, there's one story that's really piqued my interest, and you won't be surprised by this, but there's been a bit of a spotting of a famous doctor or past doctor in Cardiff. Have you heard the story about Paul McGann spotted in Cardiff?
I haven't. Tell me more. Can't see why this is your interest, but there we are.
Yeah, it's piqued my interest because I quite like Paul. Did I tell you I met Paul McGann once? Did I tell you that?
Did you? Oh, fascinating.
Yeah. Well, I did. Anyway, and not in Cardiff, I have to say. It was in Edinburgh. But when he was in Cardiff, he went round BBC to Bad Wolf. Apparently, he was round there and everything. And people have put 2 and 2 together and come up with 7. But they think maybe Paul McGann's going to be in the 2026 Christmas special. So I'm hoping that's true, and they're going to turn the clock back, and we'll just have him surviving Night of the Doctor, and they'll carry on from there. So I'm hoping that's going to be the case. But that's not the case, unfortunately, because I think he's actually sadly He's filming something else. Probably there's a Luther film project coming up, so I wouldn't imagine he maybe do something in Cardiff from there. I don't know. Other studios there. That's probably why they're doing that there rather than Doctor Who. But imagine if he was coming back finally to do a proper stint in Doctor Who. I know it's not going to happen. It's a pipe dream, but it'd be wonderful after all the crap we've had for the past 5 years. So
well, you have to wonder if there's going to be a Christmas special and that buffoon is writing it. It's either going to be Tennant on Earth, that Doctor. It's either going to be Billie Piper pretending that she's whatever, or it's going to be somebody new with the prospect of that being the only time they're ever seen, and it being a post-regeneration story or whatever, which one-offs always seem to be. I would love to see a standalone McGann story from McGann's time as the Doctor. I'm sure he could carry it, but I'm not sure the mainstream audience would be there for it, because the mainstream audience has just been told to F off for such a long time. And they now just see Doctor Who as a woke mess and want
it was
nothing
Paul
to do
McGann's
with
birthday the other day. I think it was 66, and he still looks great for his age. Looks superb, and he can still definitely carry it off. And I really think it's such a shame that they didn't do this when Doctor Who was still popular, round about the 50th. And why didn't appear in the 50th anniversary episode, Day of the Doctor? I don't know. At least be featured as a pre-title sequence. Give him that at least, for God's sake, you know. And then do the bit with John Hurt if you have to. But it was such a wasted opportunity, and he's been missed so many times, you know. And these little cameos he's done have been wonderful, but so painfully short, you know.
No, I completely agree. He was a wonderful Doctor, and he could certainly carry it off, and he could still do it. But my issue would be I wouldn't want to see him under the control of RTD, because it would ruin it. It would ruin it. So let's just hope it's Luther, and that's the end of it. We do have another one from Lex. Thank you so much, Lex. John Lewis advert this year is the John Lewis advert for this year is really good. I've heard it is. Yes, it actually shows a normal, straightforward family, I believe.
Is that the Keira Knightley one? Is that Keira Knightley one? That's a different. No, that's a different one. Yeah, right. Yeah.
I've not seen it. I've just heard from it though. Rose, hello, Rose. Hey, hello, folks. Good evening from the UK. Hello, whose views? Hello, Rose. Please, can you say if you're doing a special show next week? We would not be able to come on the 23rd of November and not mention the occasional anniversary. So I think
there will be a tangent or two there for that show. Definitely,
there will be a tangent or two there. Deliberate tangents next week. So tangents ahoy next week, definitely. So hope that answers your question, Rose. Yes, definitely. Yes. So Paul McGann in Cardiff.
Yeah, you can only hope, but I doubt it. I'm not holding my breath at all. It would make my Christmas this year if he came back, if that was the news. Special announcement next month, or next week, in fact, for the anniversary. He's coming back for a full series, just him, straight to video. Who cares? That's fine.
But you know full well that RTD would write it and he'd be in a gay relationship with an alien, wouldn't he?
Yeah, well, I think Big Finish has already done that. I think his Doctor at a certain point in their range is gay as well, which is ridiculous, honestly.
You are joking. Seriously?
Apparently that's happened, yeah. I've not heard it yet, but apparently that happened.
They can't help it, can they? They can't help it. The sooner that license is taken off those buffoons, the better, really. But it's
unfortunately, they may have to keep the license to keep the BBC afloat for paying Donald Trump his $5 billion. So,
Right, so we're on a shortened timeline this week, so we're going to be wrapping it up very soon. Apologies, we will be back to normal length again very soon. But I noticed 16th Doctor posted a comment earlier on in the chat, which we did have on screen for a bit, that Tennant is charging £135 for his autograph. I personally wouldn't give him £1.35, let alone 135 quid.
I think it's 135 for that, and then 120 for a selfie or something. It's ridiculous. Yeah,
not worth it at all.
The bizarre thing about it is who is actually paying that? Because I've been to these Comic Con type things, and that's where I saw Paul McGann and met Paul McGann. I did mention that, didn't I? And yeah, right. And when I was there were lots of celebrities sitting there with no one queuing up for them. And I really hope that happens to Tennant, because that'll show him for being so greedy, because no one can afford to pay it because he's outpriced himself, you know.
I don't think he's as popular as he thinks he is anymore.
No, he's not.
And I think he needs a massive dose of reality. And to be quite honest, he couldn't pay me £135 to have a photo with him. I would want way more than that. I wouldn't get out of bed for 135 quid if it meant going and seeing David Tennant. So he can shove that right where the sun doesn't shine, quite frankly. And was there just something? I'm picking your schedule, aren't I, Paul? Did you say something about Murray Gold? Sorry.
Yes, we talked about Chibnall earlier, and when he took over, he didn't just allegedly fire Peter Capaldi and get Jodie in. He apparently fired Murray Gold as well. That's why Sagan came in to take over and do the music. So that was a new broom to chuck out the old. You know, it's like, you know, that's just a bit mean, you know. Although having said that, I think Murray checked out years ago, didn't he? Could have kept using the same stuff again and again. So,
I think after series 4, I think it was just constantly on repeat. It was just recycling everything that had gone before, to be honest, after that. So when he was brought back, it was just same again, really. And the music just got, the only difference with his music for RTD2 was that he increased the volume to 11. I think.
Yeah.
It was just louder, really. Yeah. And Lex, again, just before we finish, Lex, again, thank you so much. You started us and you're finishing us. John Lewis advert is about a father and son. And looking at some of the TV adverts, you'd think that was illegal these days, wouldn't you?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. You'd half expect it to be the dad's black and the son's Chinese or something like that, wouldn't you? But that's been the way it's often gone, isn't it? But
sadly, yeah.
But that's us for today, isn't it, Paul?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's been a good night. We've enjoyed it very much.
Yeah.
Short but sweet.
It's whizzed by. We not said it this week, but please check that you're still subscribed. If you aren't subscribed, please subscribe. Ring the little bell, because we are aiming at putting some additional shows up there, like we did recently with our recovered missing episode from the 60s, and other stuff is in the pipeline as well. So to make sure you don't miss any of those, make sure you've got that little bell clicked as well. But thank you for joining us this evening. We've had over 214 people tonight, Paul.
Fantastic, lovely. Thank you for your support, guys, and your generosity as well. It's been very kind.
And all the messages for JT, we've passed those back, and we have spoken with JT this week, and that all those messages have meant so much, and it is not just saying it, it's genuine that it really is aiding his recovery. Seeing
it's
those
keeping
messages
him going, which is wonderful. Really.
It is, and a positive mind and attitude and that outlook does help on the road to recovery. So thank you to all of those. And if anybody's thinking about messaging JT, please do. He'll be more than happy to hear from you. But apart from that, all that remains, as per usual, are you ready, Paul?
I'm ready.
It's a good night from me.
And it's a good night from him. Good night.
Good night.
Oh, you'll be delighted and somewhat surprised to know that you can now own Who's Views merchandise. Yes, a range of mugs, t-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, cuddly toys, a cheer please, and other goodies, all putting official Doctor Who merchandise to shame. It's now available from the Who's Views shop. You can find it on the store tab on the channel or by scanning that squiggly thing there.